This is my audience. Did you know that your favorite pickle that you love to enjoy on a hot summer day actually started out as a cucumber? This is through the process of pickling. Today I'm going to take you through the history, different types of pickles, and the process of pickling. And at the end I will share a really easy pickling recipe for you. I'll start today out with the history. Pickling started out many centuries ago. Some of the earliest pickling happened in the 2030 BC in the Mesopotamian with cucumbers. Cucumbers are now like the main thing when people think of pickling. Over 2,000 years ago, the builders of the Great Wall of China were eating sauerkraut, which is fermented cabbage. In the 16th century, a huge increase of pickling in Europe started, with the start of new foods coming in and out, and pickling is a great way to preserve foods so that you can keep them through long winters, famine. Past pickle lovers, Julius Caesar loved pickles, King John and Queen Elizabeth, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson. And this is according to howtomakepickles.com. Now I'll take you through the pickles around the world. First of all, anything can be pickled. From cucumbers to eggs, meats, fish can be pickled. According to wikipedia.com, Asia, India and Pakistan use lots of fruits, which is not so common in the United States or anywhere else really. They like to use mangoes, limes, gooseberries, lemons, pretty much any fruit. China, Japan, and Korea, though, use more vegetables, like radishes, turnips, cucumbers, cabbage, most notably cabbage in Korean cuisine as kimchi. In Europe, they use more vegetables, beetroot, cucumbers, tomatoes, carrots, cabbage, eggplant, anything like that. In Europe, they also like to do meats and fish, mostly. Pretty much that's one of the only places they like to do that at, that people like to hear of. They like to pickle herring, roll mop, salmon, and British pickled egg. In Middle East, they use mostly vegetables as well. Turnips, peppers, carrots, green olives, cucumbers, beetroot, lemons. They use lemons there. In North America, in the U.S., cucumbers are our huge pickling thing. We love pickles and pickled cucumbers. We call them pickles. Whenever you say pickle, you think of cucumbers. In Mexico, though, they like to use jalapenos, serranos, and chili peppers are their most popular pickling things. Now I'll tell you how to make pickles. Now there are two different types of pickling. The first type of pickling is they're preserved in a vinegar, which is so the area is a strong acidic solution, and only very small amounts of bacteria can live there. In this process, you take the jar and the lid, you boil them so that you lose all of the, you sterilize it. Then you put your vegetables or your fruit or whatever you're going to pickle in there. You put your vinegar in, and then you just let it sit and ferment for however long you want it to ferment for until your acquired taste is there. Now the second type, it's soaked in a salt brine, which it's similar but it's different. In a salt brine, you put everything together. Normally you boil part of it to dissolve everything that's going to go in there with it. You pour it all in, and you just let it sit, and it ferments, so it creates good bacteria, and it makes the food less susceptible to spoilage. And spoilage is the main reason why you would pickle, to preserve things. Korean kimchi is an example of type 2, and type 1, kosher pickles are an example. Now my recipe for your for sweet pickle chips. It's a very easy recipe. It takes 20 minutes tops. This is from the Art and Craft of Cold Kitchen by the Institute of Culinary of America. Now what you need cucumbers, white onions, cider vinegar, salt, mustard seed, sugar, celery, white wine vinegar, allspice berries, and turmeric. The process for this is the first one is you cook the cucumber and onion so that this is like an overnight pickling. So you cook them first so they're nice and soft, and then all the stuff can really get in there and pickle it quick. So you combine the cucumber, onion, cider vinegar, salt, mustard seed, and some sugar into it. Step 2 is you combine all of the other ingredients. You boil it so you dissolve everything, and then you just combine both of those in a container, and you let it sit. And about overnight or so, about maybe 12 hours, you have these really delicious little sliced pickle chips. And so, in conclusion, today I've taught you a little about the world of pickling. We went through the history of pickling, different pickles all around the world, and talked about the processes of pickling. Next time, when you're enjoying your dill pickle at your ballpark or your pickle on your hot summer day, I hope you will remember my speech.
Yeah!